Today we'll be understanding the Canadian criminal trial procedures. Understanding Canadian trial procedures is not just about knowing how the legal system works. It's about safeguarding your rights and ensuring justice is served. This presentation is designed for young people like you who may be curious about how the Canadian legal system operates and what role it plays in our society. Today's objective is to provide you with a clear and accessible guide to Canadian trial procedures, helping you become informed and engaged citizens who understand the basics of our justice system. Canada's legal system is a well-structured puzzle with both federal and provincial pieces. Federal court deals with issues that affect the whole country, while provincial courts handle matters specific to each province or territory. Imagine Canada as a map, with different court symbols representing the various levels of courts across the nation. This system ensures that justice is served at both national and regional levels. Moving on to the role of the Crown. In a criminal trial, the Crown prosecutor plays a crucial role. Think of them as a representative of the government in court. Their responsibilities include not just arguing the case, but also presenting evidence to support their arguments. Over here, the Crown prosecutor is in action presenting their case to the judge and jury. They're a key player in ensuring that justice is done. A defense lawyer in a criminal trial is like a guardian for the accused, making sure the trial is fair and just. They advocate for the person facing charges and ensure their rights are protected throughout the legal process. Over here, the defense lawyer is passionately representing their client in a courtroom, emphasizing the importance of a strong defense in our legal system. The roles of judge and juries. A judge is like a referee of the courtroom. They ensure the trial is fair and follows the rules. Judges decide on legal stuff and give guidance to the jury, and sometimes judges decide the final verdict, especially if there is no jury involved. A jury is a group of regular people like you and me. Their job is to listen to all the evidence and decide if the accused is guilty or not. Juries are a crucial part of the justice system as they represent the community's voice, and juries have the final say in many criminal cases. Why do they matter? Well, judges make sure that the rules are followed, and juries speak for the people and determine guilt or innocence. Together, they make our justice system fair and just. Let's take a closer look at the step-by-step journey through the Canadian criminal justice system. Your journey through the Canadian criminal justice system starts when someone is arrested or charged with a crime. It can happen when they get a notice to appear in court or when they are taken into custody. Next up, we have bail hearing. It's like a judge or a justice of the peace making a decision. Should we let this person go or should they stay in jail? The Crown, that's the lawyer for the government, plays a role here too. A lawyer will be there to represent the person, either a duty counsel or their own lawyer. After that, we step into the case management court. This is where the nitty-gritty stuff happens. You'll hear about things like sharing evidence, finding a lawyer, and setting up court dates. This is where things start to get organized. Sometimes, if things are taking a while and no trial date is set, they might add an extra step, which is a judge-led intensive case management court. It's kind of like a bonus case management to make sure that things stay on track. Now we've got a Crown pretrial. The Crown and the defense lawyer chat about the case. They talk about what might happen in the trial and what kind of punishment the Crown thinks is fair. They can do this in person, on the phone, or through email. Judicial pretrial is another meeting, but it's with a judge, the Crown, and the defense. They try to solve problems before the trial. Maybe they'll agree to drop charges, try something different, or go for a guilty plea. If the case isn't resolved, a date is usually set for a guilty plea, preliminary inquiry, or a trial. The resolution is where they decide what's going to happen. If you say guilty, you're going to give up your right to trial. Before that, the judge might ask some questions to make sure you know what you're doing. In more serious cases, they might have a preliminary inquiry. Think of it like a mini trial. The judge does not say guilty or not guilty here, they just check to see if there's enough evidence for a full trial. Now comes the big show, the trial. A judge listens to witnesses and looks at all the evidence. The Crown has to prove the charges are beyond any doubt. You can also share your side of the story and call your own witnesses. If you are found guilty, it is time to talk about the punishment. The verdict and sentencing is where the judge or the jury decides if you're guilty or not guilty based on everything they have seen and heard. If you're guilty, they decide on the punishment. This depends on the crime, your past, and other stuff. And if you think there was a legal mistake, you can appeal. In Canada, we firmly uphold the fundamental principle known as presumption of innocence. This critical concept means that when someone is accused of a crime, they are considered innocent in the eyes of law unless proven guilty in a court of law. This principle forms a cornerstone of our justice system, ensuring that individuals are not unfairly treated or stigmatized without proper legal examination. In Canada, accused individuals are provided with a set of important rights designed to protect them during a trial. These include, but are not limited to, the right to remain silent, ensuring that individuals cannot be pressured to incriminate themselves. They also have the right to legal representation, meaning they can have a lawyer to advocate on their behalf. And they are protected against self-discrimination, meaning that they are not obliged to testify against themselves. Understanding the complexity of Canadian trial procedures is not only essential, but also a responsibility for every citizen. A well-informed populace contributes to the strength and fairness of our justice system. It is strongly encouraged for young people to explore this topic more. The more you know, the better you can help make sure things are fair and just. Thanks for listening to my presentation. It's about making you an informed and active citizen.